Hi, this is Sasha from the AutismHelper.com, and this is a product preview of Christmas reading centers and literacy games for early childhood or special education. So I use these centers with my 5th through 8th graders, but since I teach children with autism, they are reading at a lower level. So my students are reading at about a 1st or 2nd grade level, so these centers would be appropriate for that grade level materials. So this packet is super full of lots of fun activities and games to work on different reading concepts. So there's over 80 pages of different activities. There's 5 different reading centers, and you could use these as centers or worksheets. I like using them as centers because I can reuse them every year, make them one time, and don't need to deal with making copies. So the first one is Punctuation Presents. I have labels here because I like to, when I put all of my center in a baggie, label, cut this out, and tape this on the baggie so it's all labeled and ready to go, and I know what's in the baggie. So there are different sets of sentences with punctuation and grammar mistakes. So how I organized this was I laminated this whole page and cut them out and then kept all of these in one baggie with a dry erase marker and the label on the top. So they can be reused easily. I don't have to make a lot of copies. And the students with the dry erase marker can fix the spelling and punctuation errors and grammar errors. So this has worked really, really well. It's very organized, and it doesn't take a ton of prep work. You could also easily use these as worksheets, and I have laminated, copied some for homework because these are good homework worksheets too. So there's a bunch of different options here. I did 5 in one baggie, so 5 different sentences in one center, but you could do more if you wanted as well. So here's all the different sentence options. The next center is Rocking Around the Rhyming Tree, and there's 2 different levels to work on rhyming activities. So again, I have labels. If you're putting this in a baggie, print 1 or 2 of these, and you can put this on the outside of the baggie. The first level is easier, so this gives response options. So what rhymes with box? 6, fox, or big. So they have to pick one and circle. And I, again, laminated these and have these in a center with a dry erase marker. But you could also use it as a worksheet, just like the other one. So these are the easy levels. Scroll through these. The easy levels, and then the harder one just has a blank, so they need to think of their own word. And it might be nice to first work on the easy ones to give some ideas, and then work on the level 2 cards after. So those are with the same pictures, but just without the response options. The next one is sorting syllables. My kids have really been liking working on syllables, and it's a great word attack strategy. The first page, I did give a picture example, so you kind of see how it's set up. So there's a worksheet like this, and I actually put these in top-loading sheets because I'm kind of low on laminating, but I put this in a top-loading sheet and then laminated this page and cut out all these little pieces. So the kids can just place them under either the 1 syllable or 2 syllable, and then this is the label for the baggie. Again, of course, we need a label. So there's a bunch of different centers with Christmas-themed words. The next one is a similar sorting activity, but it's working on discrimination with size, color, and pattern. And this, like I said in this explanation, this seems like it would be easy and this would be a good activity for some of your students who are lower functioning, but I am surprised on my students who are readers that have trouble with this because they have to follow the directions by themselves, like presents that are round, presents that are rectangle, and then as you see in the picture, they sort the presents. So there's different directions. So red and green, red bow, green bow. So really working on that discrimination. You're not just sorting the red presents and the green presents, which ones have a red bow. So really working on following directions that have polka dots and stripes. So different sorting activities. And you could also post these in a file folder, and these would be awesome file folder activities that you could throw into a workstation. So those are the different present activities. And then the last one, this could also be used as a file folder, is Build a Word. So this is spelling basic Christmas vocabulary words. Here's your labels and the different activities. So you would laminate all this, put soft Velcro on the back of each little letter, and hard Velcro here, and the students can match the words. And I do 4 different cards in one center, so they have to sort through all the letters to find the right ones. So you could do more or less to make it easier or harder. So here's the different centers for these. And then on to our games. So I was really excited to make this one. This is a holiday version of my feature function in class Oh My game, which I have on Teachers Pay Teachers, a general one, but I wanted to make a Christmas version because my kids really like this and it's such a great activity to work on. So here is the game board. So we play actually like Candyland style, and I laminated like 3 or 4 pages of this, printed 3 or 4 of these, and then they pull a card, and whatever card they get is what color they go to. So that works pretty easy for them, so I like that. But there's a few other options. You can make a dice, or you can just go to each one. So there's different cards based on what color you get. You're either going to get feature, function, or class to answer a question regarding one of these concepts. So these are all Christmas themed. So what has branches, a tree, what has ornaments, tree, 3 big snowballs is a snowman. So different things about feature. And then down here is function. I think I have 18 of each one. And class. So different holiday and winter themed vocabulary and what classes are they in. So this I'm really excited to bust out with my kids because they love this game. And then the last game is one of my favorites that I make with almost every unit I'm doing is I Have, Who Has, because my kids really need to work on paying attention to each other. So this is a perfect game to do that. If you've never used these games before, you basically laminate the cards, cut them out, and then you pass them out randomly to the kids. And I like starting with the I have the first card. I saw this on someone's idea, and this is way easier than having to figure out where to start. So I have the first card, who has the red present, and then whoever's holding this card will say, I have the red present, who has the stocking, and so on and so forth. So it goes around a group of kids. And this is good with any size. I give some of my kids several cards, so they have to search through their cards to find which one. So these are all with Christmas themed. So it goes through the whole set to the end. And that is it. I'm sorry I talked really fast, but it is 5 different centers and 2 different games that can take up a lot of time in December. So I know that there's a lot of special events and stuff, so I like to really use new centers and new activities because Christmas is so motivating for my kids. They love anything holiday themed, so really taking advantage of that. So this was a product preview of Christmas reading centers and literacy games from theautismhelper.com.